Hi, welcome back to the Scent Advocate. Tonight I want to talk about fragrances I got for Christmas. Yes, I've been dying to share with all of you what I got from my wish list, and there was a long one. And of course, I didn't get everything I asked for. I like to give my family and my close friends a list and then be surprised at what they select. So I got lucky this year and I got a lot of really great fragrances. But hey, before I get into it, if you aren't a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're new, I spend a lot of time talking about niche and indie fragrances, not so much the mainstream stuff. In fact, probably not at all. I don't spend too much time on designer brands either, but if you're interested in going down the rabbit hole of really artistic and unusual fragrances, this is probably the place for you. So stick around and let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the video after watching it, give it a like. And like I said, please consider subscribing. Okay. So I got several fragrances from my wish list, like I said, and the first one that I want to talk about is Bouquet Ideale by Xerjoff's Cassamorati line. Okay, so first, the packaging. The packaging for this fragrance is pretty darn exquisite. Very heavy cardboard box, lots of presentation with this beautiful artwork on the front, and then you pull it open and the fragrance was sitting nicely in there. Really gave it a sense of occasion, which is nice. And this fragrance is a floral, but it is a floral that, in my opinion, people who don't like florals could enjoy, right? So for me, I don't care for florals unless they are a thick, kind of heavy yellow floral like ylang ylang, or a powdery violet, orris, or iris fragrance. And this is exquisite. Oh yeah. This is a combination of the two. So you have to imagine the idea of a thick, creamy, yellow floral combined with powdery notes, right? Sounds pretty amazing. Well, it is. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. It's got a little bit of a vanilla going on in the background, maybe a creamy sandalwood, but the two floral notes that stick out to me, and by the way, I'm not even looking at the notes, but what attracted me to this when I tested it is definitely that really unusual combination of the creamy yellow florals and the beautiful powdery violet orris iris. And I would definitely say this leans feminine. It is appropriate for any time of year, although I probably wouldn't wear it if I knew I was going to be perspiring in, the heat of the summer. But I've worn it recently. Projection is excellent and longevity is fantastic. Exactly what you'd expect. By the way, this is, let's see, a 100 ml eau de parfum, and it is Cassamorati's Bouquet Ideale from Xerjoff. Next, an absolute stunner that I fell in love with instantly. This is Coty's Apres l'Amour from the Infiniment line. Okay, the story behind this one is, first of all, let me show you the packaging. This is it. And it comes in, it's something of a cardboard, plasticky feeling cardboard. Not dissimilar if you like the Glossier U fragrance line. Similar packaging to what that comes in. Obviously larger because it's a larger bottle, which, by the way, this is a 75 ml parfum. This fragrance it's very special. If you are familiar with Meteorites from Guerlain, in that it was intended, I think, to capture the fragrance of the Meteorites makeup. This is similar. This fragrance reminds me very much of the kind of vintage Coty dusting powder, the air spun dusting powder that used to come in something of a box, maybe the size of the palm of your hand, and it was, it came with a big powder puff. My grandmother used to wear it. And I remember just the way she smelled, and it was incredible. I was very close with my grandparents, and my grandmother just had this beautiful smell about her, and I am positive part of it came from the Coty face powder that she used to wear, and this smells exactly like it to me. So what does it smell like for those of you who are not familiar? Well, this is a beautiful, powdery, of course, peppery, slightly leather, gorgeous experience. I mean, oh goodness. It's one of those things, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you're still going to appreciate just how pretty it is. And a lot of times I think pretty fragrances are associated with, very youthful accords. That's not the case here. This has something for everyone. I talked about my grandmother smelling like this, but it is no, kind of, I hate when people say old lady fragrance. I hate it. I think it's disrespectful, and I think it's, it connotes something negative about vintage, but it's not that. In the most positive sense of how those things could be meant, this isn't it. This is comforting, cozy, warm, and yet it's beautiful and light enough to wear in the spring, and perfectly wonderful in the cold weather. I've been wearing this to work, and it's absolutely amazing. I also have to admit I wear it to sleep because it's so comforting. It just reminds me so much of my gram. And so there's a strong orris or iris. And like I said, that peppery opening, but not strong, not something that's going to tickle your nose or make you sneeze. It's just extremely pretty, powdery, comforting, light suede going on in the background for the leather, and maybe a gentle tonka. If you like, let's see, Baby Cat, and if you like Spirituese Double Vanille by Guerlain, so YSL's Baby Cat and Guerlain's Spirituese Double Vanille, that leather vanilla is present in Apres l'Amour, but with a strong powdery iris and beautiful floral pepper accord. This to me is universally likable. It definitely leans feminine. The projection is fantastic. It has amazing longevity. A lot of times when I wear fragrances to sleep, because they comfort me, I wake up in the morning and they're gone, or they smell different. This, you wake up smelling just as good as you did when you went to bed. Check it out. Amazing stuff out of the Coty Infiniment line, Apres l'Amour. Next, we have the exquisite Cairo by Penhaligon's. This has been on my wish list for quite some time. I'm a huge fan of this house. The packaging is gorgeous. As you can see, it's a thick cardboard. I mean, you could probably hear, you can't really tell from seeing it. Beautiful little spot that the fragrance sits in. Gorgeous presentation. It's got almost a lacquered appearance to it, which just kind of adds, like I said before, like a sense of occasion to the whole thing. So this fragrance is just an incredible eau de parfum. How many mils is it? It is, let's see. Ooh, we may never know how many mils this is. 100 mils. Okay. So this is a spicy kind of Middle Eastern, obviously inspired fragrance. Just incredible stuff. This is not my only Penhaligon's. It is a beautiful, spicy suede vanilla. Lovely, lovely faint floral going on in the background, but it's something that it's not the main note, but it's not shy. I would say it's either a gardenia or a jasmine. It's beautiful. And it is balanced perfectly with the leather and the big, bold spice. So the spice, think along the lines of clove, cardamom, cinnamon, just the warm, toasty, Christmassy type spices. Absolutely exquisite. It's a little sweet, but not too sweet. So if you like a very muted, non-feminine, spicy fragrance, this leans feminine, okay? Which I personally love, but it may not be for everyone. So I would wear this in the cooler months. The longevity is fantastic. The projection is really good, so watch how much you spray. What else can I tell you about this? I waited a long, long time. If you like spicy leathers with a hint of vanilla, leaning feminine, this may be the one for you. Check out Cairo by Penhaligon. Next, we are hitting the piney forests of the mountains with Aesop's Gloam. I read reviews of this fragrance and I got a completely different picture from what the reality of this was. So I think it's important to talk about it. I got the impression that this was a warm, toasty, kind of light gourmand with, I don't know, I guess something of a petrichor meets gourmand. And that is absolutely not what I got from it. This fragrance is straight up beast mode pine forest, okay? Oh yeah. There is a no-nonsense, dark, piney, balsamic, resinous, sappy, quintessential, photorealistic pine tree here. And it is so good and so sophisticated. Do not go thinking it's that thing that hangs in your car or an air freshener. Oh no. This thing is just exquisite, but it's photorealistic. Okay. So, by the way, this is an eau de parfum, and I think it is, oh, what is this? This is the packaging it came in, by the way. This is 50 ml. Okay. The packaging is okay. It's pretty basic. It's fine. And the bottle is fine also. It goes with everything. It's really not jumping out at me as, an amazing presentation, but it's neutral, I would say. It's just fine. The fragrance, on the other hand, whoa, this is powerful stuff. So I think I gave you, it's a strong, dark, woody pine tree. Yes. Now, if you like Perfumes de Marley Haltane, which in my opinion is very kind of Christmassy and celebratory and bright and happy, and it's got a little bit of sweetness to it. It's got a little bit of a dad-esque fougere going on in the background. I just invented that, by the way, dad-esque. I don't think it's a real word. Definitely not. I mean, this leans masculine, just like Gloam, but I don't know. I love wearing it. It makes me think of the holidays, walking around outside in some high mountain town, sipping on glühwein or a spice cider and, buying knickknacks as I slush around in the snow with a parka and, really cool rubber boots. It's beautiful stuff. It's a little bit sweeter though. And then another one that Gloam leans towards, definitely not a dupe for either of these, but Soul of the Forest by Maison Margiela's replica line. This one is also, a resinous pine, but it's got something pretty going on in the background. It's a floral of some kind. To me, it's the brightest of the three. This to me leans the most feminine among the three. It's got, maybe like a light blonde wood going on. It's hard for me to discern what this is. It's just really well formulated and combined notes. But it definitely leans balsamic. So for Gloam, like the others, I would say that this is probably not a warm weather fragrance. This is something that, like I said, leans masculine. The projection is massive. Really get a lot of bang for your buck with this one. And the longevity is great. So you can't go wrong with this. It's less feminine than I would have thought, but that doesn't bother me. I will wear a masculine fragrance and love it. This does strike me as seasonal though, but I'm so glad I got it. I got a bottle for my husband too. He loves it. He doesn't know I got a bottle for me. That's our secret. Gloam by Aesop. Next, I have Rihla by Diptique. This, I think, is one of their newer releases. It's really beautiful. It's got a beautiful gold sticker, and on the back, there's the reflected through the bottle artwork. Really beautiful stuff. This is an eau de parfum, and it is 75 ml. And one of the great things about Diptique fragrances is the fun packaging. So you get this thing, and it can be confusing, right? Oops, let me just fix this. It can be confusing because you don't know what to do. You think it's going to slide out the side. It doesn't. You have to actually lift this away. Yes, see? And it opens up. And inside is this tissue paper, and the fragrance kind of sits in there like this. So very nice presentation, lots of fun with the packaging, and the smell is unbelievable. So this was on my wish list, as were the others, and this one is a leather, and it's a spicy leather, and I don't know, these just really appeal to me. This was actually my scent of the day today. Oh yeah. It's a true, it's a leather and suede mix with a sandalwood and a very faint, maybe a cardamom going on. It's not a spice as strong as clove, but it's close, and it's a little bit floral, which makes me think of cardamom. Just as a reminder, I'm not looking at any of the notes for these fragrances, so this is just how it's hitting me. Beautiful stuff. Excellent, excellent longevity. I sprayed in the morning, and that was it. It lasted me the entire workday. Projection is good, but not offensive. This probably leans masculine, but again, I do not care. This is something that smells amazing, and I want it on me. Yeah. So RF Kazakhstan, Music of the Mountains. This is the incredible packaging this baby comes in, and I won't belabor it, but I just had to say something about the packaging. So if you like this fragrance, you will probably like Rihla. It's just, of course, when I make these comparisons, it is not to say that one is a dupe for the other, not even close. If they were dupes, I wouldn't have two very similar fragrances in my collection. That's just not how I like to build my collection. But if you like that spicy leather, kind of leans masculine, but it's just too gorgeous for you to care. That's how Music of the Mountains is. Music of the Mountains is smokier than Rihla is. Rihla is just more of a dense suede leather. It makes me think of a belt that smells really, really good. Can you imagine? This fragrance, like I said, leans masculine, no doubt about it, but I don't care. Wouldn't want to wear this while perspiring. And I think it's probably something that goes great any time of the year in the evening, but is a great all day into the evening wear in the colder months. Check out Diptique Rihla. Last but most definitely not least is Apollonia by Xerjoff. Now this is incredible stuff. Not only because it smells amazing and the bottle is exquisite, it's got kind of a cracked glass look to it. It's gold and silver, and it feels like a silver gold leaf, only it's silver over the bottle. It's just beautiful, really beautiful. You know, like all Xerjoff bottles, very heavy. The top is secure, definitely, but the packaging is really special. So it comes in this beautiful, if it's not leather, it sure as heck feels like it is, a box. And inside is a nice little surprise, right? So this is velvet, and the fragrance lays in here, right? So it would lay like this. But the coolest thing about the packaging is this little guy that I pulled out a second ago. It's laying there. This comes with the fragrance, and I was absolutely blown away. It's a little purse, and you open it up. It's got a beautiful gold snap on it. And inside, you're not going to believe this, is it's a meteorite. It's from the Xerjoff Shooting Stars collection, and inside is a tiny meteorite. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? And this little card tells you this is a certificate of authenticity and origin. So this particular meteorite came from Siberia in the former Soviet Union. It was extracted in 1947, and it is a type of iron. And I am just, this is like a raised seal and what looks like an actual signature. I mean, I'm just a fool for this. I just thought this was adorable because the Shooting Stars line of fragrances from Xerjoff, you know, to include an actual piece of a shooting star just blew me away. I thought this was so darn adorable. And again, you know, just adding a tremendous sense of occasion and making it that much more special. But what about the fragrance? Well, I tested this as I almost always do, and this stuff blew me away. I did 2 rounds of testing, the initial 1 ml, and then I think I did a 5 ml for this one. It's very unique. It's a floral, but it's a woody leather floral, and the floral is definitely like a powdery, like an iris with maybe a little bit of a jasmine in there, but it's muted. It's not overpowering the rest. You know, again, really beautifully balanced, and it just smells beautiful. This is definitely feminine leaning. I would wear this any time of year, and I'm noticing that with the florals I tend to lead toward, they are universally likable, I think, and wearable any time of year. And that just gives it, you know, just an incredible utility. And I like that in my collection. I don't like too much of something that is just wearable for a particular season. It just doesn't work any other time of year. So this definitely, oh, it is nothing short of lovely. It's got a little bit of a candy sponge sugar, but it's not sweet. It's just lovely. Powdery leather, woody floral with a muted sugary jasmine note. So that concludes the fragrances I got for Christmas from my wish list. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, and if you like the video, please click the like button. And I'll see you again soon. Happy New Year. Have a good night. Bye.